We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared.
Uh-oh.
Helen, it's 25 years. Do you feel 25 years younger or older?
Oh, Michael, I can't believe it's 25 years since we did that book.
I think I can actually, because I have performed it quite a lot.
Yes.
I think probably if we said that I performed it about 100 times a year in the 25 years, that means I've performed it 2,500 times. I got it from a variety of places because I've always got my ear open for these rhymes that children do or teachers do, thinking, oh, I could add that to my show, not necessarily thinking of a book. And David Lloyd, I believe we're sitting in his office even now, I can feel his presence. He saw me. He saw me doing it. And he came up to me afterwards and said, I really like that, especially that bear hunt thing. And I was a bit disappointed actually, because I thought he was going to say, your poems are just terrific, but he didn't. He said, the bear hunt. I went, oh good, yeah, glad you like that then, David, yeah, terrific. And he said, yeah, I think it would make a book. And I said, good. And he said, well, I'd like you to write it down. I said, no, you write it down, because it belongs to the folk, whoever the folk are, it belongs to them. And he said, no, I want you to write it down. We're going on a bear hunt, we're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day, And immediately the problem, how do you write, And then there's the grass, going through the grass, and I usually do, how do you write, So I sort of realised that David asking me to do it was actually a cunning plan to make me find words for these noises I make. You know, when you go through the mud, I go difficult. So I did that, gave it to him, and then, now you'd know about this, back came a little letter saying it's not long enough. So I had to think of some other scenes, and thus came the forest and the snowstorm.
We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no! We've got to go through it.
Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, woo.
A couple of years passed, and people could come up to me and say, I've heard that it's going to be a book, what do you think it's going to be like? And I'd say, well, I've no idea.
I actually have the first written text that you did with your notes on them, saying that the characters that you imagined.
Really?
Yes. And I thought for ages that maybe I would do that. I think it was kings and queens and all sorts of things going in this bear. Yes, at one point. And and in the end I thought, no, I'm going to just bring this down to a family. It did sort of reflect my family. My son was quite a lot older than my youngest daughter, but I think I actually failed to make him a young teenager. I think he does look more like the dad. There's no hint of who they are at all in the text.
No, you did that. You made this family from the word we.
But I'm only one person. Anybody, you know, people couldn't decide who they think they are.
Uh-oh. A forest. A big, dark forest.
We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no! We've got to go through it.
I think it was 3 of the editors, and you know, they were like nearly weeping. They were so excited by your work, they were going, have a look, have a look. They were, seriously, I promise you, and they were like breathing very, very quietly in case they breathed on your work, you see. And they peeled back the first picture, and I looked at it, and I'm going to confess here, Helen, I thought, what's that? There's a baby and a dog, and they're all running about, and there's trees. And I couldn't read it other than thinking it was an Impressionist painting. And they said, what do you think? And I just went, You were telling a story about a family, and I was still stuck in my head with da-da, 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 and all the actions and everything else. I was still sort of thinking about it from within a performance. But you envisaged it as a book, which was a very clever thing to do, because it is a book. You've made it a set of dangerous things for this very ordinary family.
Yes.
And very ordinary families tend not to have quite this amount of danger. I mean, even this thing, I mean, in its own way, is quite terrifying. I mean, this girl is up to her chest here.
Yes, yes.
And you just think, why are you doing it? Stop it now. But they go on, so there's a kind of way in which you've made them impelled to do this thing, when really everything ought to tell you, just go back now, forget the bear hunt thing, just go back.
Yes, but it's no good for the problems that they have to get over to be sort of nothing much, because you've got to have the satisfaction at the end that you've got through this problem. Reading it as a story, you realise it's got all the elements for a very, very good children's book. It's got the excitement of going on an adventure to start with. Then there's all the problems that they have to solve along the way. And then the climax, of course, is the bear in the cave and the fright, and it's a bit scary. And then the chase home, and then the comfort and security of home. I mean, what could be more perfect, really, than that?
Shut the door. Back upstairs. Into the bedroom. Into bed. Under the covers. We're not going on a bear hunt again.